Don't just tap out. Listen to Truth on Tap. DJ Bad Guy says so.
To Truth on Tap with hosts Kevin.
How can I say that my show is Truth on Tap if I don't come in here and set you free? Ooh, are we going to talk about some shit tonight? Get your friends in here. Get them in.
Opening up the Truth pipeline.
So what's this show going to be? Well, I'm going to set you free. That's what the truth does.
For these bitches.
Truth on Tap.
WesJohnson.com. Check them out. This is crazy. Do you know I love pickles and peanut butter? I cannot get enough of that. Pickles and peanut butter is like an orgasm during an orgasm, if that's even possible. I couldn't imagine the biological possibility of it, yet the fantastical fantasy possibility is quite real.
Truth on Tap.
I am going to uncover the deepest, darkest parts of the human psyche right in front of you.
Truth on Tap is now flowing from iHeartRadio. Get your Kierstead fix by Googling Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead.
I could have fun with this guy, though. He's got a picture of his penis up there, and he guess he's a black dude looking for a twink.
All the truth you can handle, running hot on iHeart, Facebook, Spreaker, and more. You want the truth?
Feel the blunt force trauma of that during this show, yeah.
Don't tap out. Get the truth. Truth on Tap. Tap, tap, tap.
It must be January 29th at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now I get to see if things are working here. Yeah, let's play a little music with it. Georgia Linus' DJ Archive Paul's George Linus remix. What are we doing this show for? It's a reset show. This is what I do after any show that puts an issue to bed. It's a redirection show. And, I hear people on the radio and in the radio business complaining when others change their show. You can do that if you're going to be that way. I don't understand why you would do that, because in order for anything to continue to succeed, it must continue to find its way down curvy roads, in my opinion. Go ahead. Get in a Lamborghini. Go 140 miles an hour on the interstate and make sure not to turn left or right. Just keep the wheel straight. You've got it figured out, right? Don't turn anywhere, because that'd be flip-flop. Yeah, well, that's the way I look at it. And this is a Lamborghini. You're getting a high-quality show here. So enjoy the ride. I mean, this fine Corinthian leather, hand-stitched, and you're going to go 140 miles an hour in second gear. We're rolling. The 5.0 don't even see you. They're like, that must have been a jet. Shit barely was a blip on my radar. Give me a donut and shit. I don't want that. I'm not trying to chase something in the air. Yeah. Old Santa's all like, bitches, I got 8 reindeer, 9 if this fucking Rudolph gets over his complex, and I can't get nowhere. What the fuck is going on? The Lamborghini's getting there. And sounded smooth, too. Not, it's like this. That's what you hear. Yeah, you feel that vibration, too. You know the vibration, don't you? Do you know the vibration? I do. Now, I've never been in a Lamborghini, and never will be, I expect. Can't sit here and tell you that it's my favorite car. I'm not a car guy. I think if it rolls, it's good. I got to check the audio real quick here. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good for my setup, not good in general. We're going to talk about critical thinking tonight a little bit. We're going to talk specifically about logic and reason and thinking, and I failed to tell you some things in the past as we talk about these issues that I need to catch up on. I'm going to be learning with you tonight. I got some brand new logical fallacies up. Not brand new. It's actually a long list. It's an older list, but these are some of the ones that I have not bothered to get deep into, and I'd like to learn more about too, so we'll read about them on the air. And as I always do, I'll probably just share examples of how either I'll create examples on the spot, like this is how you might identify this, or I'll share some from my past if I can think of any, or like something I've seen on TV or whatever. Because understanding logical fallacies and inconsistencies in arguments, it's going to make you better. What I hope you don't do, and I should have said this before I ever did my first logic show, I hope you don't use this stuff as weapons. There's no need to do that, you know?
On Tap is now flowing from iHeartRadio. Get your Kierstead fix by Googling Truth on Tap with Kevin A. Kierstead. All the truth you can handle running hot on iHeart, Facebook, Spreaker, and more. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth on.
Yeah, that's Wes Johnson. You know him. Wes Johnson, WesJohnson.com. This is Jazz Addicts.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen,
Facebook,
adrenaline is medicine. Don't let us ever live, but won't you let us in? Both is an effortless. Hoping you never miss when the pros are specialist.
I like scratching and crazy rap, rock mixes. I like scratching metal mixes, and I like the alternative. I don't want to call it alternative, but what's the right genre? Experimental stuff on it. You mix a little bit of scratching, classical,
amplify the crease, try and compete, design with it.
just crazy stuff. I like scratching. Something about it. Something about it. Something I need to get over. You know, I'm that guy who were alive in the 80s as a kid who was stuck in the jiggle band. See, that's kind of impressive. Like, we're not blind. Well, maybe it is, but motherfuckers are still scratching. Yeah. By the end of this song, you're going to be moving a little bit. You can't not move. You absolutely hate anything that even is remotely related to
follow when it's time for the hollering, so scream for the oxygen, right like a holiday nightlight. We got them as right, we're rocking the right, where we want them, stay tight without a problem. Excite, right, don't overheat, just jump when you wanna, fist hump when you wanna, face no business on, we gonna keep it hot in here, let's persevere, no drama, just good karma, first cheer. I put you in the sky, a peace sign for a beast rhyme, no decline, block your stunners, then release shine. We carefree at the moment and we own it. Enjoy the aerial view through your stereo component. Just focus. We known for blasting percussion and rapping production and rapping at function, slapping suckers, amassing the love is so massive. These brothers on task is the toughest. Bump this, trust us when we say my advice is to you. Think twice. Jazz Addicts is the crew. We get nice, precise with a rhyme on the cut. See the illest lemonade was a popular drink and it still is. I give more props. Jazz Addicts is the crew. We get nice, precise with the rhyme on the cut. The illest lemonade was a popular drink and it still is.
Yeah, there it is. Jazz Addicts, Lemonade. We're going to get into some thinking now. Before I get started, I'm not interested in starting any wars on Spreaker. I've been listening to more shows lately, and when that happens, I feel a need to point out when I see certain types of infractions to my peace of mind. Okay? That's the way I am. I listened to one of Debbie Daly's shows the other day, and it was a good show. I mean, it was on and off. Like, her shows are longer than most of ours, so she's not afraid to have some semi-flat spots in there, which I understand. I would too if I did a 3-hour show. There's no kidding about that. But it was a good show, and then I listened to another show, and in both of these shows, Mr. Solutions was on. And the first time I heard him, I think I heard him a couple of times before these two shows, and I thought, he's a pretty smart dude. He seems to know what he's talking about. But I started paying a little bit closer attention tonight, and I started finding these little nicks in his arguments, and then he just blew up. And I don't mean like chimped out. I mean, he just completely imploded in his thinking model. And what he was doing was he basically put atheist under assault. We'll talk a little bit about that tonight. And let me just state up front, I'm not looking to start a war with him or anything. I'd like to have him on the show. I think he's smart, but he's one of those guys, in my opinion, that likes to use big words to try to impress you and hasn't necessarily done the research to see what the big words mean first. So watch out for that. It's probably because I was an English major. If I had not been an English and psych major, let's say I'd majored in business and, I don't know, biology, whatever. I actually had a friend that did that, double majored then. I probably would not be concerned about people using big words incorrectly. But you have to understand that it was drilled into our head. First of all, don't use big words if you can avoid it. That's what they taught us. Now, whether it's right or not, I don't know. I would say that you do need to use the big words if they describe a unique situation or if they save you words by using the big word. But in general, if you're just throwing big words around, that's ill-advised, even if you're correct about their use. I think there's a silent communication going on that says, I want you to know how smart I am. I need you to know how smart I am. And what that does is it puts people that aren't as smart in a defensive posture. It's something I try to avoid on this show. I like to just use simple words, and I like it when people use simple words with me. And I know most of them. I mean, I know most of the big words. I just see very little use for them outside of trying to make yourself sound smarter. Now, here's where you enter the English major's flaw system. When you dare to tread outside of the nickel words and you get into the $5 words and you misuse them, and this includes foreign phrases, yet another way people try to sound smart. I know you know what I'm thinking right now, and I can't think of the word to describe it. It's this uneasiness, this high stress feeling. It's not quite to the level of having the hair stand up on the back of my neck, but it's close. And what am I thinking there? I guess I'm thinking, you just tried to sound smarter than everybody, and they bought it because they didn't know. For example, in an effort to say, I do not know, Mr. Solution said, je ne sais quoi, which in France would actually be said, je ne sais quoi. They say things very quickly. Do you know what je ne sais quoi means? It literally means, I don't know what. But it doesn't mean I don't know. You may recall from an Austin Powers movie that they actually said je ne sais quoi, or I think the main character said something like, she has a certain I don't know what, which is another way, obviously, to say je ne sais quoi, and that's what it's used for. It's used to define a mysterious quality about somebody, typically. It can also be a mysterious quality about a thing or a vibe you have. How are you feeling? You seem a little nervous. There's a je ne sais quoi in the air. It can be something like that, which literally means I don't know what. But what it's used to define is not I don't know. That's je ne sais pas. Or they would say in France, je ne sais pas. Or je ne comprends pas. I don't understand. So I hate to see people use phrases wrongly and continue to sound smart to people that don't quite understand how those phrases are supposed to be used. Because to me, that's a little bit of, what do you call it? What is it the older generation would call it? I think they would call it putting on airs. You know what I'm saying? Has a feeling of fakeness to me. Now, I don't think he's a fake guy. I think he gets into academia. But I think you stay away from those areas where you've just swum in the baby pool and then pretend you've won a gold medal in an Olympic pool in that area. And if I ever do that, for Christ's sake, please correct me. If I use a big word wrong or I get a concept completely false, I'm asking you to correct me. I may be one of the 10 people on earth that like to be corrected, because when you correct me, you make me smarter. I'm open to your corrections as long as you have the evidence for it, as long as you can show me your source. And I will admit on the air when I'm wrong. Some of you guys know this already, Apocalypse. We're going to talk about Apocalypse a little bit tonight, but I want to stick to the topic, and it's what I do best. It's a new turn for this show, going back into the lane that it drove out of so wildly. That is to give you something you can use. Something you can use. And if it's not something I'm interested in, then I'm not going to talk about it. So that leaves me very few choices. I've got to talk about the popular issues and the thinking in those issues. And this is religion, psychology, politics, the paranormal, which is really another way to say stuff we don't understand. outside of normal, literally, is the translation, and that's something we should talk about. But I'm